In this problem, we have to draw the Newman projection, a C2, C3 Newman projection, where C2 is in front. So here's carbon number 2, and then carbon number 3, and I need to look at this molecule from this angle up top over here. So here's my eyelashes, looking at carbon 2, but without seeing carbon 3. Now, if I'm looking at carbon 2, here's carbon 2, I'm going to have, so let's say I'm looking right at carbon number 2. How does this work? Oops, here we go. Let me drop that. If I'm looking at carbon 2, here we go, then I have, let me do it this way. I have this bromine coming out of the board, so that would be like this blue atom right here coming out. And then there's a CH3 here, that would be what I'm holding in my hand. And then don't forget, if there's going to be a hydrogen right there. So we have to show that hydrogen. That would be this atom that's kind of going in the back. So if I'm looking at this molecule from this angle right here, now when I come over, the bromine, the blue one, is on the top left. The CH3 is at the bottom. So over here, the bromine is on the top left. The CH3 is at the bottom, and the hydrogen, this hydrogen right there, is to the right. Okay, so that would be that part right there. Again, I'm looking at it like this. The bromine's up top left. Now it's top left. Now, there's a carbon in the back, C3, which we cannot see. And so C3 over here, if there's an OH dashed back, that means that it has to be a hydrogen wedged coming forward. So now in that case there, I'm going to hold this like this over here. Okay. And I'm looking at this, and when I'm looking at it, the hydrogen is coming out of the plane but towards the ground. So that would be like the blue one right here that I'm holding. And then the OH is going into the board. That would be like this one back here. That it's hard to see. And then number 4 would be all this stuff over there, up here that I can see. So from the back, now when I turn it this way, right, here's this hydrogen, this blue hydrogen. When I turn it this way, that blue hydrogen's on the bottom left. So now the blue hydrogen's on the bottom left. This OH, which was over here, when I look at it this way, the OH is now on the bottom right, off of that circle. And then everything else, carbon number 4, along with its CH3, carbon number 5, is in the back like that. And that's the Newman projection for this molecule. Now, they want the most stable one and the least stable one. And we have this group here and this group here as far apart from each other as possible. They're the biggest groups. We do have an OH over here, we do have a bromine, but a carbon with 3 hydrogens is going to be bigger. This is the most stable configuration because because the bulkiest groups are as far apart from each other as possible. But then they also ask for the least stable, and for the least stable, what we could do is we could spin the wheel, so to speak. We have the front wheel, the carbon 2, and we have the back wheel. And we want to get the least stable configuration, so what we want to do is we want to have the 2 bulky groups kind of on top of each other. I'm going to spin the back wheel. So this is the front wheel right here, and we're going to keep that intact. So then we're going to have the least stable. Here we go. I'm going to keep the front wheel intact, C2, bromine, hydrogen, CH3, and then the back wheel, I'm going to spin it so that this comes all the way down to there, but then that means that this OH is going to go all the way to here, and that hydrogen, spin the back wheel. So now I'm going to put the back wheel here. This is the carbon 4 and carbon 5, 4 and 5, like literally on like top of each other, but off of the circle. And if I spin that all the way down, then this OH is going to go So if this goes 180 degrees there, the OH is going to go to here. And so that's the OH. So I'm spinning that, I'm spinning this, I'm going to put boxes around it. And I'm spinning this hydrogen to go all the way to there behind that other hydrogen. So this will be the eclipsed, least stable version where I spun the back wheel. I've got to be a little bit clearer about this. When I say the back wheel, I'm talking about these things that I put a box around here. So the back wheel would be this box one, that box one, that box one, and they become this box one, that box one, like that.